she said, "you promised to marry me when we were kids." I replied, "Does that promise still count?" The words hit me harder than the cold winter air. I hadn't seen her in over 20 years, yet there she was, standing in front of me with the same familiar eyes. For a moment, time folded in on itself, and I was 8 years old again, making promises I didn't understand. I laughed softly, trying to hide the sudden lump in my throat. But her smile wasn't joking. It was gentle, hopeful, and brave. And in that moment, I realized this wasn't just about a promise. It was about kindness, memory, and the paths we choose when life gives us a second chance. Before we begin, if you enjoy real-life inspired stories that warm the heart and remind us of the power of kindness, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. You're watching Heartfelt Moments, where small acts of love make big differences. I grew up in a quiet Midwestern town where everyone knew your name and your business. Back then, life felt simple. Summers meant scraped knees and lemonade. Winters meant snow forts and pink-cheeked laughter. That's where I met Lily. Lily lived 2 houses down from mine. She had messy brown hair, missing teeth, and a laugh that carried down the block. We were inseparable. If I was riding my bike, she was on the handlebars. If she was building a snowman, I was packing the snow. One afternoon, sitting under the big oak tree in my backyard, Lily looked at me with serious eyes and said, "When we grow up, we should get married." I didn't really know what marriage meant, but I knew Lily was my best friend. So I nodded and said, "Okay. I promise." She beamed like I'd given her the world. Life, of course, had other plans. When we were 10, Lily's family moved away. I remember standing on the curb, watching the moving truck disappear, feeling something crack inside me that I couldn't name yet. We promised to write, but letters slowly stopped. Childhood does that sometimes. It fades quietly. Years passed. I went to college, got married young, had 2 kids, and worked hard to build a life. But kindness doesn't always protect you from loss. My marriage ended, not in anger, but in exhaustion. We simply grew apart. After the divorce, I moved back to my hometown to help care for my aging mom. I felt like life had looped me backward. Same streets, same houses, but a different version of me walking through them. One December evening, I stopped at a small grocery store just before closing. That's when I saw her. She was struggling to reach a box on the top shelf. Without thinking, I stepped over and grabbed it for her. "Here you go," I said. She turned around, and our eyes met. "Wait," she said slowly. "Are you Mark?" I stared, stunned. "Lily?" We both laughed at the same time, the kind of laugh that comes from shock and joy mixed together. We talked right there in the aisle for 20 minutes, ignoring the closing announcement. She told me her story. Life hadn't been kind to her either. Her husband passed away years ago, and she'd been raising her daughter alone. Before we parted, she smiled and said the words I never expected to hear. "You know," she said softly, "you promised to marry me when we were kids." I joked back, "Does that promise still count?" But the way she looked at me told me something deeper was stirring. Over the next few weeks, we started meeting for coffee. At first, it was just catching up. Stories about our kids, our mistakes, our regrets. But there was a comfort between us that felt rare. She listened when I talked. I listened when she cried. One snowy afternoon, Lily told me something that changed how I saw everything. "When my husband died," she said, "I felt invisible. People were kind at first, then life moved on. But you showed up without even knowing. You helped me reach a box, but it reminded me that kindness still exists." Her words stayed with me. I realized how small actions can carry more weight than we ever imagine. As weeks turned into months, kindness became the foundation of what we were building. Not romance first. Not big gestures. Just showing up. Driving her daughter to school when her car broke down. Sitting with my mom when Lily brought over soup. Holding space for each other's pain. One night, walking under the same oak tree from our childhood, Lily stopped and looked at me. "Do you think promises made by kids can still matter?" she asked. I took a deep breath. "I think kindness is what makes them matter." A year later, we stood in front of our families and friends, older, wiser, and a little scarred. When I said my vows, I didn't promise perfection. I promised patience. I promised kindness. I promised to keep choosing her, even on hard days. After the ceremony, my mom squeezed my hand and whispered, "Sometimes life doesn't give you what you want right away. It gives you what you need when you're ready." I believe that now. Kindness didn't just reconnect us. It healed us. It reminded us that love doesn't always come in grand moments. Sometimes it shows up in grocery store aisles, old memories, and second chances. So does that childhood promise still count? Maybe not in the way an 8-year-old imagined. But it counted in the way that truly matters. It led us back to kindness, and kindness led us home. If this story touched your heart, remember this: a simple act of kindness can reconnect lives, restore hope, and rewrite endings. Be gentle with people. You never know which promise, memory, or moment might change everything.